there, beautiful people. Welcome back to another fabulous day here at Crafters TV. And we are terming today Fabulous Fridays. Do you know why? Because it is a Leann Chivers takeover here on Crafters TV. We have got 6 hours together today, Leann.
And do you know, my cup runneth over. I can't think of a better day or a more gorgeous person I'd rather spend 6 hours with, honestly. I mean, it would be better if we had a little glass of Sauv Blanc and a pizza, and you know what I mean? But it's going to be marvellous. It's going to be fabulous. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it is indeed. And I don't know if you noticed, but it's Bring a Friend to Work Day today, Leann. I didn't realise, I thought I managed to cover that up in the green room. I've just gone like, oh, no, there you go. So, should we name him? Name him. Let me know in the Facebook chat. We could give him a name. Right, loads of you tuning in and saying hello already today. I can see Rita's here, Alison, Jane, Luis is here, Elaine is here as well. Loads of you chatting away, which is brilliant. And this is Craft Vault, so it's where you're going to find the best deals of the day, which is fantastic. If you want to get in touch with me, remember Crafters TV on Facebook, YouTube. Send us in pictures as well. We'd love to see some pictures of what you've been up to. You can do that by emailing studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. It is a brilliant day today, guys, as well. I know we've got this craft vault, we've got a craft along coming up as well, and we've also got Colour Me Happy, the deal to end all deals on the illustrators. And then we'll be here starting your weekend in the right way with the evening edition of the craft vault. As evening edition makes it sound like there's going to be sort of a jazz piano player, doesn't there, in cocktails, Leann? Do you reckon we can organise that, Leann, by 7?
Oh, absolutely. You leave that with me. I'm all over that like a rash, Joe. I'll get that organised for 7 p.m.
Okay, fair enough. You get pulling those strings. Right, I need to tell you already some sellouts. I know we have these all the time in Craft Vault. However, we have got them right out the bat. Oh, out the bat or off the bat? Off the bat. That's the one I was looking for. It was the die and newspaper collection. So you had that credit card die, and you also had the newspaper collage stamp there as well. Gone, sold out. The end. Adieu. The Sarah Signature collection that we had on the show for you as well, I'm afraid, it has also gone. This the Rose Gold collection that was available over on the internet for you. Loads of people saying hi. Jane is in Saint Raphael in France. How classy does that sound, Leann?
I mean, that just sounds like everybody's walking around in the most exquisite fashion with a basket with wine and baguettes.
Petit pain in there.
Oh.
One small bread.
What's a petit pain?
Un petit pain.
What's one of them?
One small bread.
One small bread?
Like a bread roll, I think.
I would like one large bread, please.
Yeah, so...
is that a grande pan?
A what one?
A grande pan. I want a big
grande
one.
pan?
Yeah.
I think so. Who knows? I mean, une pomme de terre. That's potato. That's all I know as well. Anyway, enough about our linguistic skills. Josie is saying, good morning, Leann and Joe. I'm from a very windy Southport today. Miss Craig this morning. I had to take my car in for a service. I've caught up with his breakfast wake-up show. Well, I hope your car's fine, Josie. I've had car trouble this week. I'll let you know about it later. Gloria says, good morning. Everyone from Shadydale, Georgia. Isn't that the best place name? Shadydale. I've got a few friends of mine could live in Shadydale, let me tell you about that. It's 6 a.m. In the morning. Hi, Joe and Leann, great to see you. I am really ready for the 6 hours of great fun. It is plot twist, it's going to be great fun. And Sandra says, we will talk about it later. Later in this show, Sandra's asking about what's needed for the later craft along. We'll deal with that as we go through the show. Alison saying hi as well. We've had so many sellouts. We're going to have to start with the art liners, Leann, because it's very busy on these. And these are fantastic neutral tones in these ones, aren't they? £6.49 or $8.47 if you want to get your hands on these. Remember, everything in this craft vault is half price, which is brilliant. Details are there on your screen. I would definitely say get across to the website and have a look at everything that's there under the Shop the Show label. Don't miss out on anything, but it is these fabulous art liners. 6 in here as well. Great value this, Leann, I'm thinking.
Really good value, and the thing I love about these colours, Joe, is the fact that these are really the colours that you need to have. These are your good core staples. These are the ones that you're going to go back to time and time again, and the ones that you're going to be using a lot. And actually a good grey and a brown, a nice cool and a warm colour, then translates across all of the different colour themes that you may or may not be working with at home. So it would be the range that I would advise as a core staple if you're going for art line. So the fact that you've got one that's really good deal is fantastic. Now, it's legendary, Joe, that my handwriting is not great. And I also struggle with the hand-drawn brush lettering technique. It's not something that comes naturally to me. I get very frustrated with myself, and
it's
then I try really
quite
hard.
refreshing that there's something you're not good at, though, to be honest, Leanne.
Well, thanks. I mean, I'm
because you're good at everything else.
I'm definitely not good at that. And I watch all of the YouTube videos, I watch all of the tutorials, I try really hard, and I never quite get what I want. So I found a way of cheating. And I thought, let me show you today, because you might be having the same frustrations as I'm having at home, let me show you my cheat method for getting something which resembles that beautiful hand lettering, but allows you to be much more planned. So I've got a couple already done, which we'll come to in a second. This is what I'm going to create, a special invitation for Leann or from Leann, and it looks like it's been brush lettered, but there's definitely a cheat way of doing it. So I've got two prepared here, which we'll come back to in a minute, but I want to show you the preparation I make on my piece of paper. And I do this with a fine pencil line and a ruler. So what I want is to achieve the same height of letter for the middle letters. And if I tried this myself, they would be up here, down there. It'd be like a donkey's back leg. It would be awful. So what I do is I give myself a line to work within. So I'll start with a fine pencil line. I'm going to do them a little bit deeper than I would at home so you can actually see them. And then I'll use my ruler, and I want to show you the lines on this ruler. The Crafter's Companion ruler are fantastic for this, because I can see that line underneath, and because I've got these grids on here, I can choose where I want the next line to be. So I'm going to come down, I'm going to have my line there. So I know I've got two lines, which is where my small letters would go. And then I've got this special invitation for as well, which is much smaller writing and is being laid above. So I'll give myself two lines for that as well. And again, I just use the grid on my ruler to get those in the correct place. And I'll pop those in. These all get rubbed out later, Joe. So pop them in. All right, so I've got all of my lines in place now to start putting my artwork together. And then I'll start with the small letters and I'll do the big letter last. And I've just found that this is so much easier for me, because what I can do is follow where I need to be, and then because I know I need that to be 3D, I can then just put the extra little line in the back of there, and then I can put the extra little line on the inside of there and taper that off.
Awesome, Leann.
And then follow on with the A. So now I'll do my letter A. And then, because I know I want it to be 3D, I'll just thicken that there and taper it off. And then do the same here and taper it off. And so I just build this up as I go along. And it's been the only way that I have managed to achieve this, Joe. Now, I know there'll be absolutely hundreds, if not thousands of you out there watching, and you will be able to do really accomplished brush lettering yourself from scratch. This really is for all of you novices out there, and like me, who've been getting a little bit frustrated, haven't been able to do it, with the quality that you would have hoped you were able to do. And this is how I do my cheating at home.
Who's got these art liners? I'd love to know how you're getting on with them. I'd love to know what people are using them for, because when it comes to versatility, Leann, there's loads of things you can use these for, isn't there?
Absolutely there is. I mean, not just for the brush lettering, but for Zentangling, for doodling, for doing little, for example, on a card base like this, I'll just show you very quickly what I would be doing. I would be doing some little lines to outline it, and this is better when you hold the pen upright and you don't try to be prescriptive. We just literally draw the lines in, and it gives you a lovely little border. And then if you do that twice, and again, don't try and follow the line, just randomly draw it down, you get those lovely little borders on there. So it's great just for framing stamped images as well if you don't want to do the brush lettering. So many ways of using them. Now, once I've got my little plan drawn out and I've done my bigger letter in there, then I just fill it in with the brush markers, Joe. It makes it so much easier. So I can see where the larger area is, and because I've got this fine tip on the brush, I can go in and
looks
start
like an eyeliner pen.
Actually, it's very like an eyeliner pen.
Not that I know what they look like, obviously.
Very, very like an eyeliner pen. I'm also not good at applying eyeliner with a brush pen either.
Give yourself a nice winged lash with that, couldn't you?
Oh, you could. Yeah. My sister can My sister is the queen of the winged eyeliner, of the winged lash. She's marvellous at it. I just look like someone smacked me in the eye with a tin of beans. Honestly, it's a true story.
Is it?
She's brilliant at it. I'm
Right.
not.
There's something very sort of very glamorous about a winged lash, isn't there?
Oh, it's very Elizabeth Taylor, isn't it?
It's very much I'm in charge, don't mess with me, isn't it? It's a very power dresser red lipstick sort of look.
I think it is. And that's so not me.
Is it? Are you
No,
sure?
I'm more apron and trainers, aren't I, really?
I'm more apron and trainers. That is the quote of the day thus far. Lots of people chatting away with us, Leann, still. Cheryl, our resident delivery driver in Niagara, she's saying hi. Maddie's in. I can see Sandra says, Leann's got such a soothing voice. So glad we have a Leann takeover today. It's not officially a Leann takeover. I just basically called it that this morning, so just so you know. But I mean, it is a Leann takeover because she's here with us all day. She's taking over. Lynn says she's really looking forward to all the demos, hints, tips and inspiration today. And Susan says she loves her Crafts Companion ruler. Love the grid boxes, so easy to line up. You can cut with a steel edge and pen and pencil with the other. Absolutely brilliant. Loads of love for that.
So you see, all I'm doing, Joe, is essentially, because I'm not able to do the whole one-stroke fabulous thing, I'm just filling it in as I go along.
Okay,
and
that's
then,
awesome.
And what I'll do with a grey pen is then give it a shadow. So I've started there with my brown, and we can see that starting to come together as I've got on here. And we can see how easily that runs that smooth, and we can see I'm starting to build it up. To give it that little shadow and more of a 3D effect, I then take the grey pen from the same packet and I start to just add a little shadow, and
Now,
that's just running it up the side here.
With the finer ones, Leann, if you were using it to create just the outline and then you were going to bring some of our other colouring mediums in, what colouring mediums play nicely with these pens?
So these are absolutely brilliant for using alongside your alcohol markers.
Okay.
So if you're a hand illustrator and you want to hand illustrate and colour in your artwork, then this is what you want to draw with, and then colour in your alcohol. They are a water base, so they won't play as nicely with our water markers.
Okay.
So they won't take having a lot of water thrown at them, but they will work brilliantly with Illustrator Classic and Tri-Blend.
Awesome. We're not going to use them with things like our aqua markers or our sparkle inks or anything like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, the other thing, Joe, just to mention is, if you're not confident, you know how I started to draw mine down here with my pencil, when I started to do that, then what you can do is, there's all sorts of alphabet templates all over the internet. So what you can do is print those off, trace the letters, and then put those down on your card and then draw over them with your art liner, and you look like you're a brush letterer. And honestly, that is what I would be doing. Now you can see by just holding the tip of that brush.
You're having a lovely time here, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's very therapeutic.
Morning, aren't you, doing a bit of colouring?
Yeah, it's very therapeutic. And also, I'm not giving myself a ridiculous amount of pressure or frustration about the fact that I'm not able to do it myself, because I've essentially traced the letters down and I'm going over them. If you're the same as me in that respect, then this is for you definitely the way you're going to be able to get that look and feel yourself. And, you know, essentially you have hand lettered it yourself. You've just had a little bit of help along the way.
Absolutely. Very, very busy on these. A lot of you saying in the comment that you just never thought about using. They just weren't on your radar, is what a lot of people are saying about these, Leann. They didn't realise just how versatile they are. Christine says, I have no talent at doing fancy lettering, but willing to try this after watching Leann do it. Gloria says as well, Joe, it's the first time I've seen this tutorial about liner pens. I have to order them. You have to, especially when they're on a half price deal. But of course, I know what you savvy crafters are like out there. I know how many of you guys are in Club Inspire, getting an extra 10, 15, 20%. Platinum members, £5.19 or $6.78 if you want to get a hold of these, which is brilliant. Eve says, love to watch the pen techniques. They are so therapeutic. It's something to do with that repetitive motion, isn't it? That's very cathartic, which was my word of the week last week, Leann. Oh,
cathartic. That's a good one. You know how much I love a good word.
Yeah.
That is a very good one. We all need a bit of catharsis in our lives at the moment, don't we? I'm hoping that is a word.
I'm not sure it is, but it is now.
It is now. We've made the word. We need to check that.
Leann takes over the Oxford Dictionary.
Yes,
as well
absolutely.
as Crafts TV.
Of course. I mean, that would be a fun show, let me just say. Now, so I would just continue doing this, and I won't, because obviously I'm probably running out of time with this, we need to look at other things now, but just continue doing exactly as I'm doing there, and you can see that it starts looking, you know, really lovely and brushlettered. I'm just going to show you the difference in this bottom bit here by popping, that's brown again, I need the grey. There you are. I haven't got my glasses, I've left my glasses in the dressing room.
Do you want me to get them for you?
I think this is the only demo I needed them for, I'll be all right. So I'm just popping the little shadow on there.
I love that you say that and then we tried to put the boxes together and they're like, back
somebody
later.
Get my glasses quick. And I'm just popping the little grey lines on there now, and you can see it does just add that lovely little bit of shadow on there, and then you can go from the thicker line, because it's such a fine brush tip, up to the very fine line, and then just taper that in. And it gives you a much more 3D feel to it. And if you're new, if you're practicing, if you've been scared of it in the past, this is how I would do it, because I'm not able to just pick up a pen and script something brilliant from scratch.
If you had a little light box, Leanne, print stuff out from the internet, use these to trace over stuff, and then put your Spectrum alcohol markers over the top. If you don't have a really big range of stamps maybe at home in your crafty arsenal.
Yes, absolutely. That would be a brilliant way to do it, and it's something I would highly recommend.
Yeah,
yes.
You can pick up a light box relatively cheaply, can't you? Maybe £7-8 on the internet.
Yes, you get them very, very reasonably. I mean, on that website that delivers the next day, because it's Prime. You can get them on there for...
She's talking about Amazon. I don't know if you worked it out.
I don't know whether I can.
I mean,
it's a bit like the Swedish meatball shop, isn't it, where you buy your furniture, that one.
I made those meatballs last week from scratch.
You? Oh, I love those Swedish meatballs.
Delicious, aren't they?
Very delicious. And you've got to have the Loganberry.
Remind me to give you, I've got at home jars of lingonberry jam that I got when I was in Stockholm, which it just...
You've got to have the lingonberry jam. Yes, you have. It's the law. But you can get those light boxes to that point because I got one for my husband, Simon, because he does a lot of art, and I think I got it for about 12 quid. And it was a biggie.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That looks great, says Jane. Where did you find the pattern for the lettering, she says?
Oh, so this I've just freestyled, and it really isn't clever at all. So if I just go back to this one, it is simply writing the letter and then adding some thicker lines in. So for example, for the L, I'm just going to do an L as I would do it. And you could put an extra little swirl in there, and then you add the thicker lines where you would want them. So I'm going to go thicker here, and then thicker here. So you just join it all the way up, and then here, and then there. So you're just building it up as you go along. Do a little swirl in it if you like. Make it thicker and thinner in certain areas. But if you don't feel confident doing that, do exactly as Jo and I have just said to you, and there's alphabets galore that you can print on the internet. Just get yourself one of those, print it out, trace over it if you want to, or use a light box if you want to do that. If you don't want to, just do it on tracing paper. Does everybody know how to do that tracing technique? So you get a piece of tracing paper, which looks like vellum, that would work. Put it down on top of the thing you want to trace, draw over it with a pencil, turn it over. With the same graphite pencil, scribble all over the back of that outline really thickly. Turn it back, so it's on your piece of paper and you can read the word you want to write. Trace over that, line again with a pencil, and the graphite will be transferred to the piece of white underneath, which means then you've got that fine pencil line that you can go over. So we can all do that at home today with a standard pencil and a piece of vellum. Very, very easy to do.
Fabulous. There's a top tip there from Leanne. If you want to get hold of these, I mean, to open up a whole new world of different ideas there for you for a great price though. £6.49, £8.47, platinum member I can't believe that, £5.19 or $6.78. Amazing value for money is what we are talking about now. Loads of you have really been stocking up on storage recently. Lots of you have been getting awesome deals on our Spectrum Noir ranges. When we have really good quality alcohol markers, Leanne, what is the importance of storing them correctly? Why do we need to make sure we aren't just whacking them in a pot on our desk somewhere?
Because the inside of the marker has a porous tube, should we say. It's like a very dense foam that the very liquid ink is soaked inside of. And so if you keep your pens one way or the other vertical, As your pen is reaching the end of its life, or as you've used it for a little while and you've used some of that ink, if you store it with one end in the pot, the ink will favour that end. So it's a bit like, if you've got a sponge, you've been having a bath and you've got a sponge and the sponge is soaking and you upend it, the top of the sponge will become drier quicker than the bottom of the sponge because the water's running out. Of course. So it's very similar to that. The ink would favour the end of the pen that is pointing down. And so to keep a lovely even distribution and that sponge inside of the pen with all of the ink in, moist all the way through so that you've got a lovely flow and consistency on both ends of the nibs of your marker, then it's best to keep them always horizontal.
Awesome. So I think fair to say then you're going to get more longevity out of it for sure.
Yes.
If you store it correctly, and you're also going to have something that's perfectly primed every time. I just wanted to show you how these concertina backwards, like a stadium, like a grandstand. What that means is when you've got a pen in there, you can very easily grab them all. They don't sit in there. These ones, do tri-blends go in these as well as our conventional size markers?
So tri-blends will fit in, they just stick out a little bit further because they're a little bit longer, but they don't fall out. There's definitely enough support in there for them to be very easily stored in there. I have my tri-blend in that pen storage at home with no problem at all.
Awesome. Now you're not just getting this, so 6 pieces would be one set. That's what you'd normally pay $19.99 for, but today, Craftfault, boom, you get 2 sets. So that is enough to hold a lot of pens. Johnny's going to do, that's the wrong box. Boom! You get 2 sets. Johnny's going to do the maths for me, what 6 times 6 times 12 is, and I'm going to let you know how many pens you can store in here in a moment.
6 times 6 times 12 is 144, I think.
144. Did you do that off the top of your head?
Yeah.
That is good math. Did you already know that answer?
Yeah.
Oh, Leann. Do you remember when you went to school, Leann, and you would use a calculator and they'd say, well, you need to make sure you're good at maths because you won't be able to carry a calculator around in your pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
Hello. Turns out you were wrong, Mr. Smith. Make sure you get those, $19.99. Now, as well as that, we've also got the ink pads. We've also got the ink pad tray. This is like a panto sketch, this storage. We've also got the ink pad trays on the show for you. What I love about these is you've got the little finger pulls in there so you can lift them out, and you've also got the little lip here. See the seal, the lip? So if you've got square ink pads like your, Tim Holtz Distress inks, you've got your Dreamies ones, I know they're kind of square, aren't they? Loads of brands have the square ink pads. If you've got any of those, this is perfect because they sit against this lip, you can pull them all out, which is brilliant. And also, Leann, there is something so satisfying, isn't there, about organising your ink pads into all the different colours so they start, lightest through darkest and you can see everything you've got there.
I love doing that. I like to have everything colour coordinated. I like to have, I'm very uber organised when it comes to that. There's something very satisfying about it actually, Joe, rather than just being all random, being able to pick the colours you want.
I go through phases where I want to be all organised and everything has its place, and then other phases I'm just an absolute complete slob. But, and there's no middle ground, is there, a lot of the time? What I want to share with you is you can get 18 in 6 trays, so you get 36 in to the 2 trays, because again it is a buy one get one free, which is awesome, or a half price, however you want to look at it. Remember as well that Club Inspire Platinum members, you're going to get even more off of this because you're going to get for $13.59 today or $19.96. I can see some of you are actually double ordering. Don't forget as well about double points, because double points across absolutely everything here in Show on Crafters TV and across our entire website. Also, don't forget about Freebie Frenzy, because there are a whole host of incredible 3-for-2 offers available to you across on the website. Go to the homepage, which is obviously crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu. Click the Freebie Frenzy button, have a look at all the deals. Make sure you click the Shop the Show button as well and have a look at all the fabulous things that are in this show as well. Laura Simmons is talking about IKEA. As many times as I've been to the store, my parents never took us to the restaurant. I mean, you need to get yourself... I thought it was the law if you couldn't go to IKEA without going to the restaurant first. Restaurant first, right, for meatballs and some very strange tart, and then also a hot dog on the way out, Leann. That's the rules, isn't it?
Them's the rules. And what you've got to do in your own IKEA is find the shortcut to the restaurant, because they have little secret doors, don't they? Because they have that route where you walk around, everybody follows the route, but then they have secret doors so you can get to the restaurant quick.
Yeah.
So find the secret doors, get to the restaurant quick, and I have a hot dog on the way out plus an ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Not together at the same time.
No,
one
I'll
after the other.
save the ice cream, eat the hot dog.
I do like the IKEA ice. Anyway, enough about our eating habits. Lynn Harvey says, fantastic price for the art pens. I may have to buy a couple of extra packs. Hannah Hicks says, I've missed Leann's lessons. We need her on more. We do. Let's start a petition. What is it called? What's it called, the petition website? Change.org, that's it. Let's get a change.org going.
That's it.
Sandra says, so if you have your markers in the carry cases, will it be best to store the carry cases horizontally on a shelf?
Yes.
Yeah. So you would store them, you just store this carry case, you just lean it over, knock it on its side, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Eve says about calculators, so true. If we only knew what the future held, I could have saved myself from a lot of stress, but I do love maths. Numbers never lie. Do they not? Do they not?
Oh.
Right, let's not get into that. Anyway, right, let's move on. It's going to be one of those days today, Leann. It's going to be one of those days. Right, I believe we're going to go and have a look at the favour boxes. I love these, Leann. Now, you're getting a really great set of them here, which is awesome. So you're getting the trinket, the favour, and you're getting the hexagon as well there. I know Leann's got the different sort of options that it makes up for you. I've only got the one here. I believe I've got the trinket. So this is the favour, this is the trinket. Sorry, I've got the hexagon here as well. Now, what I love about these, Leann, lots of curved edges on these boxes. Now, I even said to Sarah the other day, you know, Sarah Scissorhands, she is the queen of the scoreboard. Sarah says even she wouldn't be able to get those curved score lines in order to make a curved box. And the thing is, even if you could do it, even if you were an exceptionally talented crafter, would you be able to do it at this speed? I just don't think you would. I think you'd swear at it rather than swear by it. I need to give you an idea of how awesome the price is. It is a half price deal. When they were available individually, you'd be looking at, for the trinket box on its own, $34.99 just for the trinket box. £37 as a club member today, as a platinum member. So really, platinum members are paying just over the cost of one to get all three of these, which is awesome source value for money, isn't it, Leann?
Wow.
But these are brilliant, and I'm always surprised at how much easier these are to put together than they look, because they look exceptionally challenging.
They do look exceptionally challenging, but they are in fact incredibly easy. And I love the fact that our Sarah Scissorhands, who literally can make anything with a pair of scissors and a scoreboard, also admits that she wouldn't be able to do this because they're tricky, Joe, to do curved lines like that. But to have a die where it just does all of that for you, phenomenal. So should we have a look at how easy they are to go together?
Please, yeah, I'd love to see them.
So what I've done, because do you know what, and you know what, you don't need to see me running a die through a die cutting machine again in one of these shows. We've only got an hour, and I really want to focus on showing you, once you've cut the piece, how you're going to put it together when you get home. That's the bit that you really need to see. So once you've run your die through the machine, you're going to cut two pieces the same. And when you run it through, you're going to get a piece here and you can see where all of those fabulous score lines are, as well as the cut lines. And the score lines are these pieces here. Now, what you're going to do before you start putting the box together is take your time to fold and burnish these score lines. Now, if you want to, and you feel a little bit more comfortable or confident, you can take a tool and your foam mat and go over the score lines again. But honestly, I find that the dies are so well put together that you really don't need to do that. You just need to take a little bit of time, and I use my finger for that. So this first score line here on a curve, what I do is support it underneath. So I've got my finger underneath here, and then this hand here, and with my thumbnail, all I do is, while running my finger around there, pull it towards me. And that's got that perfect arced fold on that particular piece there.
Oh, really easy to put that in. And that's not a flimsy card weight you're using there, is it?
Nope, it's 300 GSM. And I would do exactly the same with this one. So I'm running my finger and supporting it while pushing it up from the back there. And now that's got that lovely curved fold here, and we'll be able to reinforce them in a second. What we're doing at the moment is giving the card some memory. Straight fold lines we fold and we burnish, and we've got the straight fold lines here, and these are all scored for you with that die. Don't worry if you're not folding them in the correct direction for assembly just yet, because all you're doing is breaking the fibres of the card and giving it a little bit of memory in terms of the direction you want it to fold for you. So doing exactly the same with all of these pieces, Joe, and just giving them a little bit of a manipulation, and then once it's got that memory, we'll come back and reinforce them all.
Awesome. You guys are loving this. Tammy says, Joe, I like your IKEA rules. They have good cinnamon rolls too. The Swedes do great buns. They have great buns, the Swedish generally. They have these buns called semla, Leann. Honestly, you've not lived until you've had it. So imagine the sponge of an ice finger, right? Imagine an ice finger, but a round bun, you hollow it out, and then what you do is you put almond paste in the inside of it, and then also the bun's got cardamom in it as well, and then they whip cream with a little hint of vanilla, and they stuff the bun on the inside with the cream, and then the bit they take out the top, put it on like a little crown.
Wow.
It's amazing. If I can find a bakery that does them, I'll bring some in. But you have them this time of the year, you have them during Lent.
Oh.
And legend has it, there's a king of Sweden once died because he ate so many semlars. He ate so many buns that that was it. Gave it up.
Really? I mean, they sound amazing because I do
What a way to go.
I love an iced bun.
An iced finger?
Yeah.
Love an iced finger.
I love an iced finger. And do you like a Devonshire Split?
A what?
A Devonshire Split.
I don't know what
a
that
Devonshire
is.
Split is like an iced finger split with cream in and a little drizzle of jam.
Nice. Do you like a lardy cake?
Yes.
Have you tried, right? Level up. We're going to level up the lardy cake experience here for you. Have you ever tried a babka?
No.
So, a babka is basically an Israeli lardy cake, but it has layers of chocolate and different flavourings inside.
They made that on the Bake Off.
Did they?
Yes.
Yes, right. There is an Instagram account that I follow called the Babka Boys, and they're a London-based babka bakery, and they do babka delivery. So I think over Easter, if you're in, we should get some babkas delivered, and we could have chocolate babkas.
Oh, let's have some babkas,
Let's
Joe.
have some babkas.
Honestly. Right, now, did you see
Sounds
what I
like
was
someone
doing?
from Birmingham, isn't it? All right,
It is.
babka.
Let's have, yeah, all right, Bob.
All right, babka.
Did you see what I was doing there as we were going along? So I'd folded all of my score lines, and then what I did is I reversed that score because I'd already given it some memory. It's allowed me now to push that in. And if I just pull this round, we can see how that is bringing that box shape together. So that pushes in and that folds out, and you're getting that lovely little box shape that you need.
Loving that.
There we go.
I love that colour, loving that racing green.
Yeah, I
you've
love
done.
it.
Really
I love a bit of
gorgeous.
racing green
Maybe
in my
people
life.
could let us know in the comments what their favourite cakes are. Cakes, pastries, any of those things. Let us know in the comments.
Do you know what? I think I love all cakes. I love a cinnamon bun.
Do you? Yeah.
Love a
There's
cinnamon
a bakery opposite me in Manchester that I haven't been to yet. People queue. I think I might have sent you a picture of the queue before, Leann. People queue down the street for this bakery. It's just a tiny little, like a hole in the wall, but they do cinnamon buns. I'll bring you some in.
Oh, yes, please. I love a cinnamon bun. It's my favourite. It's my go-to. If there's a cinnamon bun on the menu, that's the one thing where even if I'm being good, I can't say
Really?
no. I can't resist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I'm
Love
going to
them.
bring you in some cinnamon buns. Diana says she says Swedish chocolate cake is the best. Just all the Swedish cake, please. I think is what we're deducing from this. All of the Scandinavian sweet stuff, please, is what we're after.
So obviously Swiss chocolate, Swiss bun. I mean, I think they're obviously just kings and queens of the sweet stuff, aren't they? Sounds like. Mind good meatballs as well, though, to be fair. Right, so I'm just doing exactly the same again, and then I'm going to reverse those score lines. So I'm just pushing it in, and then because I gave it some memory, I'm able to reinforce where they need to go. So the central panel needs to come out, they need to go inside. Because I'd already bent it, I can now squeeze around, and all the time I'm supporting underneath with my finger, and I'm bending towards those fingers to get those curved score lines, Joe. Awesome. Makes it very, very easy to do.
For anyone that's not done this before and doing it for the first time, what would your sort of one piece of advice be, Leann, when it comes to construction?
Take your time.
Take your time, okay.
Don't rush it. And as I'm doing here, I'm chatting to you, I'm taking my time, I'm checking all the time to make sure I'm getting it in the right place. And don't feel like you've got to do it in 30 seconds flat. Just give yourself time to do it, follow around where you're going, and take your time with your score lines. And there we go, they all come together great. Beautiful. And then all we do is we stick these together. So, and we need mountain with a little space in it, hook, mountain, hook. And we're going to use our tape pen to put this together. So fabulous. A little bit of tape pen on the flap. The flaps are already are also cut and scored for you, is the word I'm trying to find there. And then
Teresa's got salted caramels, hot cross buns arriving today.
Oh yes, it'll be hot cross bun
Do you know,
season.
I've already had a hot cross bun. I had it a month ago. It was the last thing I ate before I started my diet. And I thought, do you know what? Maybe I won't get to have a hot cross bun, so I better get it in now. I had a blueberry one. Very disappointing. Laura says, beignets, drool. Beignets, I think there's some sort of French pastry, Leann, but I'd have to Google it.
Google it, because I don't know what that is.
Beignets.
So I might have to try one.
Laura loves a lemon cream bun. Alison loves a vanilla bun. And Maddie says she bakes every day almost. How awesome is that?
Very awesome. I'd be like this. I'd be like that cartoon Arabian Nights in the 1970s. I'd be the size of a horse if I baked and ate every day. So there was a cartoon. It was on the banana splits in the 1970s. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4. That one. You know the one. Do you remember it, Joe?
No, not a clue. What you're
No,
about.
not a clue. Come on,
Sorry.
Joe. Come on.
Not a clue. Do you want to know what a beignet is?
No. Yeah. Go on.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, but Can you hear me now,
no,
Margaret? No. Beignet is a type of fritter or deep-fried pastry typically made from pâte à choux, but may also be made from other types of dough. I mean, now we've got to find out what a pâte à choux is, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. What
Okay,
is
hold
that?
the line, caller. I'll find out. It's very, it's very educational, isn't it, here at Crafts TV? Sometimes it's linguistics, sometimes it's maths problem. I think, do you know what? Don't worry about homeschooling your children. Sit them down in front of Crafts TV for the day. You know, they'll know their beignets from their semlars, won't they, at the end of the day, which is what we all want to know. I need to let you know, miraculously somehow, 3/4 of the stock has gone. We've been having all this fun, and everyone has been checking out their baskets. 3/4 gone. If they're in your basket, might be time to think about checking these out. What I need to say, Leann, is I think we're going to have to maybe look at trying to get some stuff added for the latest show, because these are going to be our maybe 4th sellout, I'd imagine. So we'll see what we can do for the latest show.
I'm not surprised. I've reached a crucial point where I need to tell you exactly what I'm doing. A crucial point. So I've stopped. I've paused. What I've done on this first one is these 2 flaps, I've stuck one over the top, which starts to bring my box into shape. Now what I do to get the box into shape is I do each one at a time. So I'll do that one, and then I'll do this one over the top. And as I push in my score lines, that then, if I just show you there, brings my box into the perfect shape with the perfect bottom. Once you glue it, and then you pull those in, which would then give you the square bottom, because you're layering them over. And then what you've got is, let me just take these pieces of ribbon off here. What you've got is, pop that through there and through here. And then, do you know what? I've done this so that it's a nice surprise and it's stopping me from showing you. You can do nice little bits of ribbon just to keep it shut, but get off ribbon. And then when that's open like that, you've got your 2 points opposite, you've got your 2 little hooks opposite, your box is all folded in the inside, your little bases are laid up, and then you just cut out your little decorative pieces, which also come in the pattern, in the die pack for you, and you can lay those over the top of each other and decorate the sides of your box.
Oh, awesome. And am I right in thinking we get all the panel dies in there to do that as well, Leann?
Yes, you do.
Awesome.
Now, I'm using my tape pen here, but actually what I would recommend you do at home is use a wet glue and just hold it still when you do it. And then you'll see what I've done here is I like to do those 2 together, little flaps, and then those 2 together, little flaps, and then I push those 2 together like that.
Awesome.
That creates the little square bottom on the box and pulls all of my little curved score lines in place, and then when I put these together, that brings the whole thing closed. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense. I'm following. If I'm following, then I'm sure everyone at home is. Tammy Sir says malasadas from Leonard's Bakery are her favourite. I grew up with them, and it's the first place I go to when I get off the plane in Hawaii. Naturally, I'd never heard of a malasada. Had you, Leann?
No, I've never heard.
It turns out it originates in the Azores, in Madeira, is basically where it originates from. It's sometimes called a Portuguese fried dough. It's a Portuguese confection. It's a fried type of donut made of small balls of yeasted dough coated with granulated sugar and sometimes cinnamon.
I've had it.
Bit like tiny little. Have you had it?
I've had it in Madeira.
Bit like little yum yums, I'm guessing.
Yes, little yum yums. I didn't know that's what they were called, but that's exactly what it was like, and they were delicious. But also Portuguese pastel de nata.
Pastis de nata.
Pastel de nata. Is it pastiche?
Pastis
I thought it was
de nata.
pastel.
Oh, I went to when I was in Lisbon. I went to the original bakery that invented them. So that was awesome. Delicious.
They are absolutely delicious. There we go. So there we are, all assembled. And just put your little decorative pieces on. I've got one here. You can see they're the perfect size. Let me get this off my sticky bit there for you. Decorated all the way around. Pop your little ribbons on, and then you've got your complete box.
That looks awesome, Leann. And remember, you've got 3 in there. Platinum members. Well, platinum members, let me just remind you. So just if you see what you're getting, so you're getting the favours, you're also getting the trinkets, and then you're getting this one here as well, which is the hexagon box. The great thing is that the trinket box on its own should be $34.99, which is this one just here. The thing is, platinum members get the whole thing for $37.98 or $47.94. So really, platinum members, for the cost of one, $2 more than the cost of the hexagon, platinum members in the US are getting all of it. So a really fantastic deal. Tracy Jones wins. Sounds like your kind of person, Leann. She says the banana splits is her ringtone.
Oh,
there
yes.
You are.
Na 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 na.
If you see any more, we'll have to pay. So we'll have to wind it up there, I'm afraid. Right, let's... Honestly, PRS will be on our back. Right, Leann Star Buy, these art liners. So busy on these. I don't know if these are going to be here with us in that later show. They are really, really busy. You've got 3 brown tones, 3 grey tones in there as well. And they are fantastic, as you've seen, to work in conjunction with all of your different alcohol markers. Or, of course, they can be a stand-alone for you as well, should you wish. It is completely up to you. $6.49 becomes $5.19 as a platinum member. $8.47 becomes $6.78 as a platinum member in the US. Margie says, Margie or Margie, I always get this wrong, Margie/Margie, don't I? I'm sorry. Beautiful boxes, love the colour. Oh, Mary Ann's asking about the patchwork. I'll come on to that question in a minute, Mary Ann. The pen trays. Gosh, it can only get better. These, really, really busy on these. Remember what you're getting. You're paying for 6, we're giving you 12, because you're going to get buy one, get one free, in essence, which is fantastic. So do grab those, $19.99, $24.95. You can get 144 pens, did you say, in 2 packs there, Leann?
144.
144. Is 144 a full set of some of our collections?
144 was the full set originally of our collection, but we've added more colours since then, so you do need a couple more. Essentially, 3 packs of those gives you everything you need for a full collection of our markers, plus a few spaces to be trying out some different things.
Fabulous. So if you went for 3 times that, if you had like all the classics and all the illustrators, you ordered 3 times that, that's enough to pretty much store your whole, both the whole collection.
Absolutely. The other thing though to mention, you know, Joe, is if you've got, because we've all got lots of different markers at home. I've got markers that I had before we developed Spectrum pens, and a couple that I use just because I like them. We've all got the same at home. These trays will fit all of the markers out there.
Awesome.
So, you know, if you've got a lot of other markers and you just want to get quite a few of these sets and just get yourself organised so all markers are in the correct place, these trays are brilliant for other brands out there too. We all play nicely together. We made sure when we developed these trays that the other brands of markers that you've been collecting and using for years will actually work in these trays for you too. So it's just a very good way of getting organised, even if it's not with our own brand of markers.
Brilliant, absolutely love that, Leann. Really looking out for everyone there. Let me pop these out of the way. Let me remind you of the ink pad trays. Same with the ink pad trays, you get 18 in each pack of these. They also, I should say, if you want to like store them side by side, absolutely can. They'll clip together so you can have them low. You can even sort of build them up over stuff if you want to. You had like a plug socket or something like that, you could clip them together here and build it up over that. There's loads of different options for them. I think if you've really taken the time to invest in our ink pads, if you store them properly, I mean, we hear stories, don't we, of people that have been using our ink pads for years, Leann. If you don't store them properly, I'm guessing you're not going to get that kind of longevity out of them.
You're not, no. You do need to keep them flat on their bottom, lid facing up, horizontal, in a lovely place to store them, and then you've got even in distribution, you've got the correct amount of ink at the surface of the ink pad and a beautiful way to be able to apply and use your ink. And also, you're not going to be losing too much ink out into the lid of your ink pad, you're not going to be wasting it. They're going to last you longer. So definitely longevity, Joe, and also ease and consistency of use.
Absolutely, which is what you want, of course. You want the best result from your crafty stash. $16.99 normally gets you one. Well, that makes them, what, $8.50 each? I mean, it's really awesome value for money. Now, Leann, I know it's really busy on them, and I know you'd plan to do maybe another demonstration later, but those favour boxes are so busy. Do you think there's any chance we'd be able to go back there? Does that work for you?
That works for me, Joe. That
Perfect.
works for me. I've got one all ready to do, and it's actually my personal favourite. I really love this one. This one, because I think it's the size of it, Joe. It's a lovely size. The fact that the lid comes off in entirety, but it's shaped like that lovely little prism, I really love. And actually, a beautiful amount of space in there to gift. I mean, imagine this chock full of Sarah's fudge.
Oh, yes, please.
This chock full of Sarah's fudge would be lovely. Awesome little handmade truffles in there. I mean, you know, a little pile of shortbread biscuits. I think me and you must be hungry, Joe. Everything's coming back to food today. It's just, I think it's
going to be one of those Fridays.
It's
Because it's Fabulous
soon,
Friday Leann takeover day, that's why.
Exactly. Now, what you're going to get when you cut these out, you've got your two dies, and I've got all of my pieces cut. You're going to get this die and this die. So you're going to cut these pieces out. This is going to create your box base. This little piece here is going to create your lid. You need two of both of those cut out. So you're going to cut two, and then you're going to do exactly as I explained to you earlier with the green box. You're going to fold and burnish all of your score lines. I cannot recommend this to you enough. This is my top tip for this one, to score and fold and burnish. Burnish is reinforce the crease with a score tool. That's how you're going to get a lovely straight edged, beautifully constructed, professional looking gift box. And so we've got the little corner tabs here, the little triangles. Again, difficult to do this little diamond shape just on a scoreboard with some scissors, I would say. I mean, I know I couldn't do it because I'm not Sarah Scissor Hands, but I do think our Sarah would even struggle with this one, to be fair, Joe. So it just makes it very easy, and also just for speed. Why have to work it out and measure everything 47 times when you can run a die through a machine and it's cut out for you? So once you've done that and you've got all of your score lines, we'll do the lid first, you've got all of your score lines facing up towards you, you're just going to turn them over.
It looks a bit like a little dicky bow.
It does look like a little dicky bow, actually.
You can make a little dicky bow out of that.
You're going to turn them over. So you've got the right side facing you, and then your little glue flaps you're going to glue, and that's those three triangles on the side. You're going to do that on both pieces. So again, if I'm doing these to give gifts in at Christmas or birthdays or as little wedding favours on a table, which I've done, then I would be using a wet glue, unless you're using a Crafter's Companion tape pen. You know, they are exceptional. However, if it was a gift, you know, that needed like a display piece, I would still use a wet glue.
Okie doke.
Then we put them right side down, and then it just interlocks. So we've got one facing us top to bottom, and then we put one facing us left to right. And what happens is this piece that's cut out slots under that little triangle there, and the same happens on this side here. So we overlap it. So you can see you've got all four of your little glue lugs now.
Oh, that is super simple, isn't it?
Very simple. Going round in an ever decreasing circle. Once you've got that there, push them down.
Definitely, I think if maybe you've never tried construction before, you've got yourself a big Gemini, you know, you're doing a lot of maybe creator card dies, you're doing a lot of sentiment die cutting, and that kind of thing, a lot of concept cards, Leann, and you're wanting to try. This is a great one, isn't it? Because I think it's easy to say that the trinket is definitely for a beginner, isn't it? Anyone can attempt this, but really we've got something that you're going to go on a journey with, because you're going to start with a trinket, and then you're probably going to work up, I guess, to the favour box after that, and then tackle the hexagon box.
Yes,
but you're going to do a few of one, then a few of the next one, and a few of the others. I think it's a really nice journey.
It is a really nice journey from beginner, intermediate and advanced. And so that is then created, that fantastic little pyramid trinket lid for you, in a couple of very easy and simple steps. And the base of the box goes together in exactly the same way. You just need the two, you put them opposite each other, so you've got a mirror, so you turn it 45 degrees. We've cut them both out, you can see there. Turn one, layer it over the top of that one, and then glue your little glue wings there, and put the whole thing together. So we turn it the right way up, which is what I always like to do. Apply my tape pen on the little glue areas, which is here and here. And then I do need, for whichever one's on the bottom, this is going to be my bottom piece, some glue on this larger square because that goes over the top. So I've got that there, and then I've got this one here. There we are. That's the one that's glued. That goes down. Then these little tabs come up in place. I've already got the glue on them. It can be a wet glue at home.
Do we get full instructions included here, Leann?
Yes. Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And there is lots of video YouTube tutorials as well on these when we did them. So there, and that gives me my shaped box.
Super simple.
Which my little lid fits on top of, absolutely effortlessly. Gives you that beautiful shaped little trinket box. And then you've got all of your decorative pieces that come in with this. So you can go around and cut these out and decorate all sides of your trinket box as you go around. You can do mats and layers if you want to, or you can just do one layer just to show you the two differences. You can alternate them as you go around because you get the mat and layer piece to go underneath and then you get the lacy piece to go on top. So you can just do the lacy pieces if you want to, and the lacy pieces will just look like this. Or you can do the matting and layering and have a piece behind. Alternatively, you can take your lace piece and cut it into the side of your box and have a see-through box. Fill it with little LED lights, use them as Christmas decorations. Looks really, really lovely. Once you've decorated it all up, Joe, this is what it's going to look like.
I love the fact that every little bit of that sheet is taken up with the metal there. So you've got all the options when it comes to decorating those with all of the panels there, which is brilliant. Lots of you chatting away still. Rebecca says, I love my pen trays and ink pad trays. I have a shelf full of the square Spectrum Noir markers and the water reactive and quick dry ink pads. Pam says, all the markers do work, Leann, and keep everything tidy and accessible. I'd never thought of that, Joe, stacking to put the plug underneath. I need to think about that idea. Margie, we got there, says, that's okay, Joe, you're so cute. It's Margie with a G. You're too young to have seen the show Little Margie in the 60s. That's what my mum nicknamed me after. Michelle says, Miss Leann, I can't wait to meet you.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
One day soon, Leann?
One day soon. I can't wait to meet all of you
I think we should definitely try and get like some sort of US road trip sponsored or paid for by work. You know, we've said it a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, but we go there.
Yeah, of course we go there, in a Winnebago.
Yeah.
Crafting USA.
Oh my, can you imagine a big Crafters Companion purple Winnebago with a big CC on the side, all kitted out with craft tables. We turn up, we get all the craft tables out, everybody comes to see us, we craft all day.
We could have them like, maybe they like go fold up on the side of the Winnebago, we like unhook them and they drop down like all the tables and the seats and stuff.
Oh my word,
would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. I'm all on board for that.
Let's see, I mean, I think Sarah will be on board. We need to get it past Simon. I think that's going to be the tricky bit. We'll see what we can do, we'll see. Susan loves the boxes as well, so cute too. Maybe we could just do it on the Crafty Cruise.
I can't wait.
I mean, I think it's going to be a little while, but we've got something to look forward to. I can see you've got loads of other great examples of what you can do with these there, Leann.
And I think it just shows you how different they can be depending on the colours you use, whether you use your little craft card, whether you use your pretty papers and just plain white at home, whether you use your Harmony Water Reactive inks and ink up the cardstock and do those fabulous techniques beforehand. It's going to look really, really beautiful. This has been sprayed with a little bit of sparkle ink as well. So you've got that lovely sparkle on there. So you've got Harmony Water Reactive and a little shimmery sparkle. And then here we've got some mirror card in one of those little trinket boxes. Looks lovely, doesn't it? But again, just use your pattern papers. Just use that outline die. Use some pattern papers, great with your craft card, and brilliant just in a lovely monochrome colour if you want to. Or just use intermittent little pattern pieces, so just the pieces on the lid, so it looks very jewelled, and what that does is accentuate that beautiful jewelled top. I think that's really lovely, and a lovely cream and brown. Just whatever you've got at home, really. They're just going to look gorgeous in whatever you decide to make them in.
Yeah, I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. A craft along today is what people are talking about. Oh, Michelle's on the craft along today. That's why she can't wait to meet us. She's going to be crafting along with us in the next show. How fantastic is that? Talking about crafting along the next show, here's what you'll need if you're going to join myself and Leann in that next show. You're going to need the pop-out numbers, you've got your card stocks, you've got your stamping card, your alcohol-proof markers, 3D foam pads, some additional elements that you're going to need as well. You'll need a few of the tri-blends. I guess any of your alcohol markers will do if you don't have these exact colours, will they, Leann?
Yes, absolutely fine. We're just going to do a little bit of colouring. It doesn't affect the construction at all, so you can choose whatever colour you've got at home.
Oh, fantastic. Is this your first craft along show, Leann?
Yeah, it is. Bit nervous.
Ooh, it's going to be so good,
nervous.
isn't it? You've got to beat, by the way, just stay there, hold the line, caller. What you've got to do is you've got to beat, Leanne, this. Because Sarah
now,
thinks that this is going to be card of the week.
Now, hang on. That was mine that she pinched.
Really?
Yes.
What?
So I think I win that by default because Sarah's seen my prep on the table, thought I'm having a piece of that, pinched my prep.
Well, I think
that
deserves a student inquiry, which should maybe be eliminated from the card of the week in that case.
I do too.
I hope she's not watching. Is all I can say. I'll put it back on the shelf. I'm with her tomorrow, so maybe after tomorrow we can eliminate it. I don't think I can have that conversation with her today. Pam wants to know if she can be our roadie. I reckon Pam could be our roadie. Pam would be a lot of fun on a road trip, Leanne. She would be a lot of fun, our PPE Pam. Tammy says, oh, that'd be awesome, a purple Winnebago. Visit us. Visit US. Oh, yes, I will do indeed. Right, it is still very busy. Remember that you've still got loads coming up later today. We've got the craft along. Oh, Leanne, do you just want to whet our appetite about what's going to be happening in that Colour Me Happy show? If you've wanted our illustrators, is it not the illustrator deal to end all illustrator deals later?
It really is the illustrator deal to end all illustrator deals. And what I like about the way we've got that together is whether you're somebody who's never touched them before, there's something for you, a little starter pack. There's something if you're just building your collection and you need to add some more markers in. And then we've got a really big collection for you as well. If you just want to go all in, I'm like that. I can't ever get little bits and build it up. I'm in or I'm out. And so if you want to go all in, then we've got something for you too. However, I've got all of the techniques for you. So we're going to be able to really take our time. It's almost a bit like another craft along-ish or masterclass, Colour Me Happy. A lot of you have been telling me on Facebook that you really want to see how to get the highlight in Mother Nature's hair. So I've got that. I've got textured fur. I've got lovely brush flicks on the little fox. I've got one of the Lee Holland dragons on there as well. So there's going to be all of the techniques in terms of skin, hair, animals, texture, movement that we're going to be able to cover with all of the markers on there. So if you've got your markers and you want to join us, get some stamps out if you've got those stamps, get yourself sat down, join us on Colour Me Happy, and you can share your pictures of progress as we go along, and maybe I can give you a couple of pointers.
Oh, that would be fabulous. Can't wait for that. Going to have some awesome fun. It's going to be a really fun day here on Crafters TV. Let me just recap lots of the awesome stuff that you've seen in this show. It's been a very busy first edition of the Craft Vault on a Friday. You are up and at 'em on this fabulous Friday. Those art liners are so busy. £6.49 at £8.47. That becomes £5.19 or £6.78 as a Club Inspire Platinum member. It's a one-off deal, this. So if you miss it, you're going to miss out. It's Leanne's Star Buy. Make sure you grab it. Right, up next, the Favour Box collection. It was in there, you're getting, of course, remember the Trinket Box, the Favour Box, the Hexagon Petal as well. The Hexagon Petal Box on its own should be £35 or $45. You're getting the whole lot as a Platinum member for £37 or $47. So it gives you some idea of how awesome that deal is. We've also got the pen trays on the show as well. These proving very busy. They are on a bog off, which is awesome. A half price deal for you. And you've got the ability to store 144 markers in there, which is awesome. Right, we do also have the ink pad storage trays available for you on the show as well. For £13.59 or £19.96 as a Club Inspire Platinum member. Got a great deal on the rocker blocks as well. Forgot about those. A half price deal for you on the rocker blocks. These are fantastic. They're that arched stamping block, basically. You're going to be able to rock from heel to toe to get that really lovely, clean, clear, crisp stamp every single time. £7.99 or £11.19 as a Platinum member. Now, remember, double points, guys, across absolutely everything that we have for you here at Crafters TV and across the entire Crafters Companion website as well. It only lasts, though, up until the end of Sunday. So if you've had your eyes on, I would say, we had a lot of stuff on yesterday. It was even on double points, like a foil press in the UK on double points. You've been ordering maybe a sort of bigger purchase and you really want to get to the next level in the club, then our double points event is definitely the event that is going to help you get there. Right, Leanne, I think it's time we had a little cup of tea, don't you? And a bit of a natter. What do you reckon?
Yeah,
in the green room, a bit of a gossip, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, fantastic. We're going to do that. That gives you a chance to get yourself ready for the craft along. If you missed what I showed you about what you need in the craft along, just pop over to our socials. You'll see it all over there. Everything you need. We're going to craft together in real time, and we're going to have a special guest, maybe even 2 special guests, joining us in the studio for that as well. Grab some breakfast, get some lunch, do what you need to do, but make sure you join myself and Leann back here in 1 hour's time. See you then. Bye.